for the Mayor's Update in downtown St. Thomas, Ontario at Capsoft
Again,
Company.
Caps off. Great place to do Mayor's Update. We're pretty pleased that all of you have joined us tonight. It's been a very busy day for all of us.
Yep.
So,
And we've got some folks learning euchre behind us.
Oh, yes.
Now, if you're not aware, euchre is one of the St. Thomas pastimes. There are euchre clubs throughout the city.
Yeah.
And there's also going to be a competition here on Easter weekend at Capsoft Brewing.
A euchre contest?
A euchre contest.
Wow. Okay.
So I hear.
I understand. And not bad at euchre, but, whether I want to give up my Easter for a euchre contest. St. Thomas, great to see you tonight. We're happy to be out and entertaining ourselves at local businesses again this week. And we seem to end up Wednesdays at Caps Off. So we thought we'd go early tonight with what Mayor's Update, because another hour here and we might not be able to go home.
That's right.
So, yeah.
You have to be responsible.
Right. We are. And cheers to all. And it's a cream ale tonight, I think.
Cream ale.
Right.
It's a fantastic brew. It's a very flavorful, delicious beverage.
Wow. I'm more of a stout fan, but this is a very good second place beer. So I'm really happy. They promised me stout when the next keg comes up. So it's perfect.
I mean, you've got to come in all the time because you never know what's going to be on tap.
Oh, no. And that's the secret. You come in and, let me try that one. And you find another favorite. So, I've not found a bad beer yet.
Yeah.
Right? Some are more favorite than others, but that's how we go.
Absolutely. Now, we have an announcement that you made. There's a big announcement earlier in the day.
Yes.
But before we get there, let's talk about trivia. We had a trivia question from some of the other people here at the brewery.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I forgot we have to have a trivia question.
We got trivia first. We got our schedule here.
Yeah. Okay. So what I think the trivia question that was asked here tonight was, what battle did ABBA sing about? And it was about 1979, I think, that it was an ABBA hit. So we're going to start with that one. And so we're not looking for the group, because we're giving you ABBA. We're not asking for the year that it was a hit. We're asking you, what battle were they singing about?
And there you go. And for a second entry into the draw for the Jumbo Art Canvas print.
Yes.
Who won that battle?
Yes. Yeah. Who was it between and who won it? Perfect. Great.
There we go.
All right. So, boy, I don't see a whole lot of comments up yet.
No, let's check in the chat here. We've got lots of viewers who've come online from both YouTube and Facebook, but no answers yet to the trivia. But
all right.
We'll
let that one age a little bit, and then we may act it out. We may have to sing the song.
Right? We could do that.
Yeah.
Wait, what is this?
Yeah.
This is on the Mayor's Update on Facebook, Established Media.
Right.
Got it.
I'm shocked you haven't checked it out yet.
No.
I have.
But she wants to answer the question, so she's working out answering across the room here at the at Caps Off.
I can't wait to win my prize.
Yeah.
What was the question?
And Austin, how are you? Wait,
you've got a winner.
Yes, Ashley says Waterloo. So
yes, Ashley Ewart.
All right. Okay.
That's yours.
Oh, and very quick.
Haley Kaslik, just almost in there.
And Sharon was in right after that with Battle of Waterloo.
Oh, so
we're really sorry.
And Sharon already has like 4 entries.
No, Sharon's got lots of entries in there.
She's doing very well in trivia.
There was a second half to this. That was the answer. You're in the draw with Waterloo. But who was the battle between?
Who was the battle between?
Yeah.
And then who won? And we'll do.
Or won. Okay, sure.
Yeah. Sure. Oh, I already answered.
It was the last battle of Napoleon.
That was not what we asked.
No, right. Yeah, we said who won. Yes, we said who won, and we said who was it between. Yeah, and that's not counting. Right. Okay.
No, Napoleon did not win that battle.
No.
This was not one of the ones that he
won. That was not it. No.
However,
great.
Let's move on to
Let's move on, and we'll get these questions up here.
Events is the next section. So what events do we have coming up, Mayor Joe?
Well, events coming up in the community. We really want to talk about Mayor's Update, the city cleanups.
Yes,
right?
City cleanups.
Right. And so the week of Earth Week, we're asking people to put together their teams and go on out and do city cleanup. And we're supplying gloves and trash bags and perhaps some hamburgers to all of those that go out and take a picture of the work that they've done. But please contact the mayor's office. Talk to Heather. She'll get you your supplies. We'll get a form filled out so we know where you are cleaning up and where we have to pick up trash after. But so for today, please, we're spring and it is looking a little littered out there in St. Thomas.
Yeah.
But with all the rain we've been having, it's not been
Literally.
easy. Yeah. You're literally. I like it. Hey, good. The mayor does the humor on this show, just so you know. Right?
So we have an answer. Was it the Duke of Wellington?
It was Wellington against Napoleon.
There we go.
Are the two combatants
Sharon
at
has-
the Battle of Waterloo.
Sharon has 5 entries into the draw.
Okay.
Which I think we'll do
Right.
next. We'll do next week.
Okay, we'll do the draw next week.
We'll do the draw
Okay,
next week.
excellent.
Uh,
So what other events do we have we were talking about? We talked about a number of them last week, and we should remind people of them.
the
But
Impact Award.
the Impact Awards are coming up this week, and Brett Butt is going to share some thoughts with us, and I will bet that will be very, very humorous, right?
And
And a
Jennifer Castle is going to close the show with an amazing performance. This is an award-winning performer who resides in Elgin County.
Excellent.
She is joining us before she goes on her world tour. She's
Right.
going to be down in a special place in New York, a place that you guys have all heard of. There was a certain concert that basically like shut down the whole state at one time.
Right.
Do you remember that?
In
That was back
upstate
in
New
your
York,
day.
that was my day. Yes, I think I was 14 or 15th in the summer of Waterloo, of Woodstock. Yeah, sorry, mixing ourselves up. Woodstock. But boy, some of the bands at that concert were incredible, and still some of the favorites. I don't believe any good music's been made since 1990. So that's just my theory. Please don't blame the mayor for saying that. But the Impact Awards, not only award-winning singers, award-winning comedians,
Yep.
but award-winning businesses and associations here in St. Thomas will be recognized. There's 2 or 3 good competitors in each of the categories.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about the best of the best here in St. Thomas for 2022 at the Impact Awards. Looking forward to it. So, and getting to be out in a room full of people again, talking and honoring the best of St. Thomas Elgin,
Yep.
right, is fantastic for us to do.
And I think, you know what we might do is we might even share a special clip. Like, no one else has seen this yet. This is
we got a
the
clip?
teaser trailer for
Right.
the Impact Awards,
Okay.
which I have to say I'm pretty proud of because I was a part of producing
Right.
it. So, I'm biased, but I'll let the viewers decide on how
Yeah.
they feel about this. So
Okay.
I'm just going to pull this up.
I'm going to show you the trailer of the Impact Awards.
But while I'm pulling that up,
And there are a couple tickets left still, too. There's not many, all right? But there's a couple seats left in the room, and we really would love you to be there to honor St. Thomas and Elgin's best. So if you can join us for the Impact Awards on the 14th
yep.
at the St. Anne Center, correct?
Right.
Right.
St. Anne Center.
Yeah. So please, great meal, comedian, art, award-winning singer, and the best of business in St. Thomas.
It's going to be incredible. And also, Brent Butt is doing a VIP chat from 4 to 5 at the Dowler Car Museum.
Oh, that's a neat place.
It's amazing. And it fits in with Corner Gas, of course.
Right. Well,
Which he's famous
if you've
for.
not been to the Dowler Car Museum
Oh.
and you live in St. Thomas,
Yeah.
shame on you. But that happens a lot when we live in a community, and we don't go to the great stuff here.
You don't know
We have
about
to
it.
go out of
Sometimes
town to go to
Yeah.
great stuff.
You
Right.
have to
Yeah.
find out about it because you think,
Yeah.
oh, what's going on here? And that's how you find. So we're going to play this clip for you. Pull it on.
Here it comes. I see Paul Jenkins has joined us. Paul, here's the clip.
Hey, Paul.
Oh, fantastic.
So there you go. This spring, aka next week, this is happening. So you guys can all be there.
Please be. We're looking forward to celebrating St. Thomas. This it's been you two. Oh, we're the best.
We're the
Carmen.
best.
Well, yeah, I guess it goes without saying, but thank you for saying it, Paul.
So that's a sneak peek. Mayor's update viewers, you've had a sneak peek of the first trailer for the Impact Awards. It's an event that's happening next week. There are a couple tickets left. So if you can get them, grab them. There's going to be also, I hear, an open bar for a certain amount of time. So like you get a free meal, you get an open bar, and you get Brent Butt and Jennifer Castle all together, one massive event celebrating all the businesses in the community and their achievements.
Right.
Nothing better.
Need to do it.
So you know how you can
Excellent. Perfect. Look, we had a bit of an announcement this morning.
Yes, we did.
And I, since it's mayor's update, I think I'll share. We announced today that I will run again in the election in October. Was asked, why will you seek election this early? I said, to get it out of the way. I was being asked almost every day, are you running again? Are you running again? And I just decided I would say, yes, I am running again in the election in October. And let's go back about running the city and doing the best we can in the meantime. So thank you for all the kind words today. That it's been an incredible social media day, hearing from everybody and lots of great friends and some I hadn't heard from in a long time. So thank you. Share it with your friends. It will be happening, and pretty happy to represent St. Thomas, and we'll work hard for this October 22nd to represent St. Thomas for another 4 years.
And going forward, what are your plans going forward into the next term if you are elected again?
Look, we've had lots of things we've got right in this last 4 years, but not all of them are finished, whether it's housing from an affordability or supported housing like we've been working on from removing our homeless. The shelter we now have year-round all the time, and that was something we really promised we would do. We have a strategic plan that continues to look at what else we want to do. Look, we call it smart growth, folks, and we've talked about it on Mayor's Update in the past. We need to grow the city by people. And many people are coming to St. Thomas, so we're accomplishing that.
Yep.
We have to have jobs for those people. We have to have a place for them to live, and we have to have the amenities that make this a great place, like our parks and roads and trails and such. And so we will continue to do all of that as part of the next term, if we can. That's what we'll say we'll do. We got a full distance on transit in this term, getting 7 days a week and in the evenings, and that's what we promised in the last term.
Yep.
So if you're looking for another quick announcement early in the election campaign, I think we can still do better servicing our industrial area and servicing some areas of St. Thomas that still aren't covered by transit. And of course, the regional transportation system to London, we still hope to accomplish even before this election. So that's a taste of what we're going to talk about over the next in the fall during the campaign. But the reason for announcing early was so that we can quit doing that for the spring and summer and continue to talk what St. Thomas needs. And this council has been phenomenal. Great friends, eight great friends on this council that help us move this city forward. I hope they're all back in the next term too. Some of them won't be, and some new people will be joining us at council. So, right? They applauded when some won't be. I don't know who they dislike. No.
But no, you had an amazing run with council. The council's been phenomenal. You've done a great amount of work for this city, and we've seen massive improvements in housing, people experiencing homelessness, transit. These are the pillars that you ran on.
Right.
These are the pillars that you have succeeded in improving in our city, and hopefully we'll continue to improve on if you make the next election.
Yeah, I think we said our slogan in the last campaign was "More Together, St. Thomas." Well, we're going to change it just a little bit and say "Grow St. Thomas Together."
Yeah.
Grow together, St. Thomas. And of course, the same slogan as we used last time. Yes is the answer. Now, what's the question? We think it's important by doing things like Mayor's Update. We need you to ask us the questions. And the answer is yes, we can do that. And sometimes it's hard, but sometimes we will get things done you wouldn't otherwise look at. So
Margaret Knight is saying we need a transportation system to get people to London for appointments and back home, and that's what you just mentioned in terms of regional transit.
Certainly, that one's a lot harder because it has to pay its own bills, so we have to enough riders to be able to pay for it. But that's the piece of transit we know we're missing, right? So let's keep working on it, right?
And it's in the works. So.
Yep. And Mayor Holder and the staff over in London and I were talking about it just in the last couple of weeks. So we know we're still heading that way, and we'll do it.
Very good. What else was happening at council this week?
Well, let me open my magic phone because that's where it is today. But we talked about a couple weeks ago, and we talked about it here on Mayor's Update, the new homeless prevention program using some of the provincial funding we've gotten from that minister provincially. Well, we had to announce it again this week at council. Why? Because something very special happened. They sent us some more money. They said we can do better, and here's another $100 and some thousand to help you with homelessness. And so we rejigged it, helped out a few more community groups, and re-announced the plan, and we'll sign that contribution agreement with the province this week. Just a great work. It's nice to be noticed that when you're doing things well, your funders will often come and say, here, do more then. So that was one. We talked about, we're about to go out for a request for proposal on our waste management system. That's the garbage pickup, recycling pickup, and the organic waste pickup. And we need to do that. We need to go ask other companies how much will it cost to do that, to do the pickup in St. Thomas. But we also discussed how will we ask the people who wants their garbage pickup? Would you like once a week? Would you like every 2 weeks? What about recycling? Is 2 weeks enough, or should we do it more often? So we're going to find some ways to actually go out there and talk to you. And perhaps maybe the home show is another place where we'll ask some of those questions of you, right? Because we don't want to think we know it all. And when something comes to the plate of council, we've said, yes, let's go and get a price on this, but let's ask our people, what is it that's missing? Is a 2-bag limit too many? Is a 1-bag limit too many? How do we do it better? So we need to make sure that we've asked. We can't be 100% transparent. Won't be 44,000 people answering us each time, but we need to get a good ask out there. So we had that discussion at council, but we really want you to. Right. We also had a conversation about off-street trails. So our sidewalks and streets, we have a great plan for them on how we snowplow them, how we maintain them. But our trails themselves are not treated exactly the same way, in the sense that although we'll snowplow your sidewalk within 24 hours of a snowfall, usually we have 36 hours. Well, trails sometimes can be just a little bit longer. But people in St. Thomas are telling us we use those trails to walk to work or to walk to shop or walk to school, the same as our sidewalks. So could we do better? So we're asking ourselves that. How do we combine our sidewalk snowplows with our trail snowplows from the Parks Department, right, and do a better job of it? So that was a good conversation. We council rescinded its proof of COVID requirements for staff this week, so that was part of council. But we also, the emergency control group yesterday made a decision to cancel our emergency order. More than 2 years ago in a week, I think, we declared an emergency here to be able to handle the pandemic. It will be coming off Friday, I think, at 10 o'clock in the morning. We'll lose that one. So, all right. What else? We approved the mural and public art program coming up, and
it's going to be amazing.
Oh boy, all through town. Yep. We have more murals than most, and we're adding a number more this year, and they'll be special to see. So, and
there's the mural festival that's on July 16th. So put that in your calendars, folks. It's going to be incredible.
All throughout the community, but certainly with a good festival downtown about murals. So let's watch for that. We approved a proclamation for Pride Week. August 8th to 14th, and so that was approved this week. We ordered a new we said yes to buying a new snowplow.
Okay.
And a new sidewalk plow too. This was one of our winters this year that tested our equipment and our staff. And so we said, look at I think we're replacing a snowplow that was, well, let's say it's very old. Mm-hmm. The plow was very thin from how it was worn down. All right, but we're replacing that. We're also replacing through another capital adjustment, the snowplow at the airport. Mm-hmm. Again, it was a very old snowplow, a 2-wheel drive snowplow, which sometimes makes it very hard to push snow. So anyway, that's happening. And if you want to watch council meetings, they're on our website every week. Right after, while they're happening, they're live streaming, and afterwards they're on there as a show you can watch. So if you're anxious to see who voted for what, who participated, that's a place to do it. So we're also able to view future council agendas the minute they're posted. They're out there, so you can see what we're talking about next Wednesday. I received my package today and had a quick look through it, but I'm not going to speak to any of that tonight till we get to next week. So that's council this week, folks.
Very good. Now, there was an announcement that we didn't mention last week that was announced, and it's about the special constables in the downtown.
Oh, yeah, we should talk about that because we keep talking about how we can make our St. Thomas better and safer. And we talked about the vacancy rates or how many stores, new businesses there are downtown. One of the things that the community is doing through Chief Harridge and the police is we're appointing a number of special constables, not full-fledged police officers, but these would likely have a chance to become police officers, I suppose, in the future. We're calling them special constables, and there will be 2 shifts of special constables downtown, 8 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon, 4 in the afternoon till 11 at night. So always there will be a police presence or a special constable presence there. If this works, we'll add that to be, and of course our regular police officers continue to patrol and will continue to patrol, and specifically overnight when there isn't special constables on the street. We think this is a great way to make it safer, easier to communicate with police. We think it's a great way for our businesses to get to know who's helping downtown and who's not. So that starts, hiring process has started now, and interviews are happening even through the hiring process. That ends. And then a training process. We should start seeing special constables on the street or the security officers on the street 1st of June through July, sometime in that time frame. So perfect for summer. Yeah.
Fantastic. And then, of course, we've mentioned before, but Nostalgia Nights is coming back in early July as well. It's the car show. It's very successful. 8th year for St. Thomas.
Yeah. Well, if you were out for Nostalgia Nights last year, you could barely move on Talbot Street for the number of cars and the number of people out. We're planning it to be as big and better, and we're stretching it further down the street, going down as far as Elgin Street this year. I had a riot last year working the information booth out front of City Hall, and answering all the people's questions. I don't know what kind of car it is, but no, you go ask the owner of the car, but I can tell you things about St. Thomas, and I'll be working the information booth again this year out front of City Hall. Fantastic night, Nostalgia Nights.
And if you're a business owner in the downtown core of St. Thomas, it's a part of the DDB.
Right.
You can get a banner that's going to promote your business up and down the streets of St. Thomas. All you have to do is talk to Sarah at Van Pelt's. So Sarah at vanpelts.ca.
She'll know what you're talking about. Say, Graydon and Joe said, talk to me about a banner. I would like my business on a banner on a pole downtown and tell people what I do for a living. So please, there may be a limit to these, but we think it's pretty broad right now.
First come, first serve.
Right.
There's maybe 100 to 200 spots.
Right.
So get in there if you're a business, and you can be advertised at no cost to you.
Right. No. This is the part of what we do in the downtown through the Downtown Development Board. It's not a city thing, but it's a committee of the city, and we help you do this. We want the downtown businesses to thrive. We think it's a great place for people to go to shop. So let's do all we can to tell people what there is. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you how many times I'm downtown or I'm at an event like Nostalgia Nights, and so I didn't know we had a bookstore. Mm-hmm. I didn't. Yeah. Well, I know they've done a great job of telling people where they are, or you and I seem to be able to find Caps Off, but not everybody knows where it is. And so we need to tell people what happens in our community and how it's great to share.
And spread the word. And Austin's mentioning that he loves the car shows for photos. Now, I saw Austin out there last year when I was out taking photos.
He's a good photographer.
Very talented
Mostly wildlife. Some of his pictures of birds and other wildlife are just incredible. So, Austin, way to go. Keep it up.
Absolutely. And just as a sneak peek here, there's a photo competition for the Downtown Development Board that's coming up. You heard it here first. Hasn't been announced yet. Check back in a week or two.
Right. We'll tell you how you can turn that into prizes. Right?
Downtown dollars.
Right. Yeah.
Just like cash in the downtown. All right. So,
any questions from the public today? We've been doing all the talking. We haven't had a lot of questions today about, hey, we gave a good rundown of what's happening in the city from a council point of view. Mm-hmm. But if you've got any questions about this, is your opportunity every Wednesday night on Mayor's Update to ask us, hey, I heard this or I saw this. what do you say, Mayor?
I know.
Right? And we'll be happy to answer them.
This is our community forum. This is something we put on for you guys to be able to ask any question you want. Now, we should also mention, Candace was asking about the drains, city drains in relation to the
One of the schoolyards or something.
schoolyards.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so the mayor checked it out.
Yep.
And the city drains are fine.
Well, they're completing their function, but the drainage of the yard is, as I think I shared that night, is a school board issue that needs to be done. We've given them the suggestions as to how to make it a little less soggy out there. Of course, the spring we're having, it's hard to make it not soggy at all, but we continue to work with all of them. Right, all of the school boards on how we can work better together. But that was one. I should bring that up. I met this week with both our public school trustees, Thames Valley District School Board trustees, and the director of education, and we talked a lot about what's St. Thomas's role in the Thames Valley District School Board from growth. How do we do new schools? How do they plan new schools? Because we're planning new streets and parks and such, and how to work together. Right. And then how do we work on when a school does close, what happens there too? So we had a great conversation with the trustees and the director of education from the school board. So perfect.
Mm-hmm. Now, Melanie Arvelin King is asking, is the current water treatment plant sufficient for all the new builds?
Yes. Again, I don't get to pick what I get to learn in this job, but one of the things we've been talking a lot about, what do we need to do to grow the 1,000 people a year we're talking about. Our current capacity at our wastewater treatment plant is significantly taxed. I mean, there is a lot of growth happening, but we think we've got 4 or 5 years worth of growth. Even the new settlement area in the north, depending on how many rainfalls we have. But the other thing we're doing at the same time is separating stormwater sewers from sanitary sewers. If we can separate more, then rainwater simply flows into Kettle Creek, and the wastewater has to be treated. So we have other ways of dealing with that. But yeah, city of St. Thomas in the next decade will need another wastewater treatment plant, or we continue to expand the Sunset Drive plant that we have. And there's ways for us to add capacity to it. We already have some of them before the Ministry of the Environment. There's also great ways to take away more odor, which is another thing we continue to hear from our customers, our citizens. So we'll keep working on improving the Sunset Drive plant and looking for what's next in order to handle the growth and industrial growth that we're looking in the city of St. Thomas.
Very good. Now, Candace is asking what we're drinking tonight at Caps Off, and I'm drinking the cream ale. It's a sweet, delicious beverage, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I'm normally a stout drinker, but Graydon's going to be drinking the cream ale tonight, and so I'm pretty pleased. It's a lot of fun to come in here and always have 5 or 6 to pick from, right? So.
Now, Austin's asking about the buses. We've got some new buses. We mentioned that last
week.
Yeah,
we bought new buses, or they're on order now. 6 new buses. Yep. And they're not cheap, but another 500,000 miles, you wouldn't do it to your car, and we do it to our buses. And so we're having to replace some of these. We really wanted this next round of purchase to be electric buses. They're not. Nobody is making an electric bus of our size yet, so we're buying 6 more internal combustion buses to get us through the time it takes, and we'll one off after that decide how to do the electric. But that's correct.
Very good. Yeah. And there were some questions that came in earlier asking if I was going to run for council, and the answer is no, because I think what a lot of people don't understand about council is that you don't make enough money based on the time you put in. So maybe I'll run. For
Careful!
council.
Don't tell my council they're not worth it.
No, they're worth it. They're going above and beyond for what they're getting paid to do it. So as a young entrepreneur, maybe in a couple decades, once I've made enough money.
So just us old retired guys can afford to do.
You old retired guys, I think it's best for the old retired folks who've seen a little bit more of the world. They're a little more situated to sit back because the demands of council are huge. So I really appreciate what you do. I appreciate what your council does. I think we have a fantastic council, and I hope they continue on. Over into the next term.
This has been a sweet time, this 4 years with this council. I didn't know what I was getting into when I became mayor, but I've had 8 councillors who like to help the city of St. Thomas the same in the same vision. Do we always agree? Absolutely not. It's just like a great dinner table. Sometimes you hear everybody's discussion and then you decide which way you're going. But we seem to not. Once a decision is made, we don't confront each other with that decision time and time again. It's over. We moved on, and we're doing the right thing. So.
Love the comments.
Yeah. Thank Candace. Thank you for protecting us. No.
Oh man. Any other questions for Mayor Joe on running again, on what's going to be happening? This is your forum to ask your questions.
Right.
So feel free to ask them. And if you can't come up with them this week,
just put them in the chat. Still, we'll look at it
Yep.
through this week. But next week we're back again with Mayor's Update every Wednesday to talk about the goings on in our city, good or bad, better or worse, and we'll try and share and help. So if you've got friends on here who in your workplace, in your school place, anywhere, who says, well, I wonder what they're doing over there, or why did they choose to do that? Say, hey, go on Mayor's Update every Wednesday and ask Joe yourself, right?
This is the forum.
Right. We don't let it go by. We will answer it. Sometimes they're tough.
And I don't know of any other community that does this, which is why I love it.
Well,
it's like we're in our 4th year now.
I've had conversations with other mayors and other councillors from other cities, and they're amazed that I'm even still on social media.
Yeah.
Because many councillors aren't, and a couple of ours are, but many places they just have stopped because of the rudeness or the toughness of the question. Sorry, I'd rather face it here and answer it every week than have to explain it on election day. So we'll do it now.
And Austin's asking what's happening across from the old police station by the library. So this is right over here. And
that's our new daycare center. And Element 5, one of our newest businesses that does wooden buildings or cross-laminated beams, is supplying a great deal of the construction products for this new daycare center. So it's started. They've cleared the land, and I think you'll see all summer we'll be building I don't have a name for the new daycare center. So it's the new daycare center for now. So yes, it took up a city parking lot that was mostly empty, but it did. It'll be a nice connection from here, from the library, across what will be the new park in downtown, up to the railway lands and that trail. So great connection of our downtown.
I just have a question from Candace about guests, and yes, we absolutely have guests. I think the police chief would be amazing to have on.
Yep, we did do the police chief once, I think.
Yes,
the new fire chief, Kevin Welsh, we should have on. And we were talking just before one on air about having our new city manager. We've had a city manager here for 15 years or so, and he's retired, right?
Yeah.
And we think our new city manager, Sandra Datersbear, would be a great guest for Mayor's Update before she gets to know how much of a fun show that is. We should have her on. So all 3 of those, Candace, fantastic. We will do that. So.
And Lori Fitzgerald will be coming back as well at some point.
Yes, we said we would have her back as to what else has happened, how well or how great the functioning is at In Out of the Cold, or the Inn now. So we've had a few guests on. And you know what? We haven't finished all the councillors yet either. We've had a few, and there's others that are, Mayor, you haven't had me on Mayor's Update yet. And of course, if we start getting into an election year, we'll have a full clamoring, right, for all of them to be on. But right, thank you. The police chief, I think that's a great one. We may have to go to the police station to do that one.
That would be amazing.
Maybe we'll get locked up in the cell for a couple hours and interview the police chief. I think that could be fun.
Charity and see what we.
And we do have the home show coming up soon. And maybe we should move the night of Mayor's Update to where we can do it live from the home show too. And I think that will also be fun. We'll talk to some of the home builders and some other things. So, we keep thinking of great ideas, but there's only 24 hours in the day for Graydon to earn his living. And we have to help him with that.
Like all the boards and all the different, all the different things. Yeah.
Police stats show increase in B&Es, and yes, I read the latest crime stats in one zone of our community. Yeah, we've seen this quarter go up a little bit versus last, but there's a couple of really good news stories about how they've gone down, and I'd love the chief to be able to share that with you. So let's do this rather than later, because the other thing that we've seen is the reduction in stats of people who have joined us in Royal City Lofts, who've gone from homelessness to a house of their own, and what the crime reduction stats are on those two. So let's do it. Let's talk about it all.
I've got a question in from Candace as well. If you would buy some Girl Guide cookies from her daughter Courtney.
Oh, I love Girl Guide cookies. Sorry, did I just say that out loud in front of Stephanie? I can't eat a Girl Guide. No, I'd love them. Somebody messaged me on my mayor's email. It's to how we can secretly meet and me buy Girl Guide cookies. That would be best.
Out back at City Hall, maybe.
Yeah. Hey, I never thought, but what a great, somebody wants to stand out in front of Wendy's with boxes of Girl Guide cookies. We might be able to sell a few there too, right? I don't know where you're allowed to do it with private businesses, but I've got one that would be happy. Yeah. Okay, Candace says you won't tell Stephanie. Fantastic, except she may be watching Mayor's Update tonight. Yeah.
And then we had a question about whether or not we're going to go to other places. And absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
We're happy to go anywhere and everywhere. The whole system is mobile now.
Yeah, if you've got a business or an association or a group that would love to have Mayor's Update filmed from your spot, filmed. Yeah, yes, like an Oscar. Yeah, it's live. Please, we'd be happy to do it. And I think that idea of going to the police station to do it one night with the chief would be really quite good. Or, you and us handcuffed in the back of a squad car with the chief in the front. That might also work. But yeah, I don't know how the microphone.
We could do a tour.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll have to check on that one. All right. Well, I think we got through all the questions for now.
I'm happy with tonight. It's been a busy day for us. And for me, I've done a number of media interviews today about running for mayor. So going to the library is another one. It's a natural.
I love the library. I've always loved the library ever since I was a kid. And I would do like the reading as a child in that upper section where they had all the sunlight coming in.
Right.
And they would read the stories. Warm fuzzies, just lots of warm fuzzies.
I remember doing a couple literacy programs as the member of parliament at this library, but at libraries through Elgin County. And there used to be a mannequin character called Read a Book.
Yes.
Read a book? Yeah. And I did 2 or 3 things with her at, I think, Dutton and or West Lawrence Library. And yes, I'd love to be able to go do some of the reading hours at the library also. But yeah, and finding the time. Yeah.
Lily participated in the remote reading for the kids.
Oh, excellent.
Like a month ago.
Yeah. I saw pictures of
it's like books and bouncing or bouncing books, something like that. Like go on their website, you'll find it. And it's absolutely fantastic. They have a great staff there.
Yeah.
On bringing up stuff. I'm also going to, there's an all candidates meeting that's coming up that's going to be hosted by the Poverty Coalition on May. I think it's May 6th. I'm just confirming that.
It's early in that campaign, and whether the writs dropped or not by then, that's a great topic to go to. And I know the Carnegie room of the library is where they wanted to hold
May 3rd. That's it.
Right.
Yes, Carnegie in the library. So that cued it when I heard about that.
So hopefully we have all of the candidates, but then sometimes that early in an election we might not. But I also sit on the steering committee and sit on the Poverty Coalition, and it's a great place to talk to your candidates. What do you think of? What do you know about it? Sometimes it's just educating the candidates, but many times it's also hearing their views on what could be better. So Poverty Coalition will be doing that. So as we get into this next provincial election, we'll talk a lot more about the goings on. Some of the events will be where you can go meet these people. Yep.
And learn about all the different levels of government. This is the municipal, there's provincial, and then there's federal.
Right. Well, and then the county folks will also say they're in there someplace too. Now, not here in St. Thomas, but in the rest of Elgin County, there's another level of government, county government.
That's like next level.
Yeah, I know. You got to know your friends. Yeah.
Hi, Rick.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions for tonight? Not seeing any. Let's call this mayor's update and a happy day over, and a little bit more to go this week yet before we can celebrate anything going on this weekend. But Easter's coming up too. We'll have to talk about what events are happening in our community.
There are so many things going on, folks.
Oh, Oh, Airfest.
Yeah.
No, we talked about it last week, I think, so we'll talk about it again as it gets closer. But there's the Easter egg hunt. That's
Easter
it. The
egg,
Kinsman Easter egg hunt at Pinafore Park. We talked about,
sign
but
up
let's
for that,
make
yeah.
sure. Everybody out there, have a great week, and thank you for your questions tonight, and thank you for your support ongoing.
And thanks to all the sponsors that make this possible.
Yes.